Good morning. My name is Kelly, and this is Luna. And today I will guide you through 60 minutes of yoga. So I'm excited to practice with you all. And yeah, let's get started. So I invite you to take a tall, comfortable seat. You might renegotiate some of the flesh on your sits bones to feel a little bit more connected, more rooted. And settle your eyes closed. Bring to mind something in this very moment that brings you joy, fills you with happiness, contentment. And as you bring that element or specific thing to mind, tune into physiological responses or how your body is responding to your awareness being on that which brings you happiness, calm, peace in this moment. How do you know that it brings you peace? What are the qualities that come up within your body as you experience it? And for me, if you're looking for ideas or examples from me, the cool wind is something that's bringing me joy in this current moment. The sound of birds, the blue sky. And as I sit here, I feel light in the heart, so I feel kind of a floaty sensation in my heart as I settle my awareness on that which makes me feel peaceful. Steadily breathe here, growing tall on your spine or along your spine as you inhale, staying steady on the exhale. Inhale, expand your belly and your lungs, fill up. Exhale, soften, relax your shoulders. A couple more, just like that. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. You can blink your eyes open if they were closed. We'll make our way to tabletop whenever you're ready. So come to stack shoulders over your wrists, hips over knees, and start to move gently in however feels good in the body. And come back to the seat of the observer, or noticing what's happening now in the mind, in the body, as you move. We'll move together through cat-cow. So come to stillness with a long, straight spine. Inhale, drop your belly, keep your arms straight. Lift your tailbone, lift your heart, expand through your collarbones, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine. Drop your head, cat pose. Inhale, round the opposite way, dipping belly down, shining up through your heart, cow pose. And exhale, cat. Do a couple more on your own. While you're here, pay attention to where your fingers and hands are connected to the earth. Bring focus to finger pads, pressing into the mat. And from here, you curl your toes under and begin to sit back onto your heels. If that feels accessible for you. We'll find sensation along the backs of our feet. Spread your toes wide. Good place here to roll out your wrists, form fists. Maybe take some wrist stretches. And all the while, let your breath be your rhythm, a consistent thread amongst all of our movements here. And when you're ready, option to flip your feet, stretch the tops of your feet here, more towards your ankles by placing the toenails down, sitting back on your heels. Breathe. Option to close your eyes. Nice. Let's bring hands back to the mat. Widen the knees. Bring big toes to touch. Shift your hips back into child's pose. Option here to either stretch the arms overhead, bring arms down by your side, and you can even bring the knees together. So take a variation that feels nice. If you can connect your forehead to the mat or to something that's connected to your mat or to the ground, aim to do that here and breathe. Feel as your belly expands on the inhale, reaching down towards the earth. On your next inhale, notice your back, the back of your ribs, the muscles in between your ribs as you inhale. And the deflation on the exhale. Reach your arms overhead if you have them there and stretch your hips back, creating length in the spine. In this posture, we're drawing inward here. Perhaps eyes are closed. I encourage you to continue being that observer, the witness of what comes up during your practice. Inhale, we'll press up together to tabletop. And then curl your toes under and make your way to our first downward facing dog. So from tabletop, we can shift our hands forward just a bit, maybe a little bit wider. Press into your finger pads. Curl your toes under. Begin to lift your knees, lift your hips, draw your belly button to your spine. And then press your chest back towards your thighs. Knees can be super bent. You might pedal out your legs. And notice what's going on with your back. So if you might be finding more rounding in your spine with straight legs. So I encourage you to bend your legs a lot here. Notice how that might help you lengthen the spine when you lift your hips. And then scan up your body to your belly, to your ribs, and become aware of the length in your spine. You might find some alternative rounding or opposing rounding the other way, kind of a curve in our back. And what we can do is pull the belly button to spine, draw our lower ribs in, finding length through legs, through spine, this inverted V shape. Stay connected to the finger pads. Release your air. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. This time, seal your lips. Adopt to the Ujjayi breath. Inhale. With sealed lips, exhale. Inhale, we'll gaze to the top of our space. Walk your way to the top for ragdoll pose. Widen your stance however much you'd like. Bend your knees a lot, letting this be more about spine release, spine lengthening, and stretching our hamstrings, which we can focus on a little bit later. Maybe grab for opposite elbows, shake out your head, open and close your jaw. Generate some rhythm in your movements, perhaps inhaling to one side and exhaling to the other. Release our hands. Toe heel your feet a bit closer. Maybe they'll touch. And soften your knees. Draw the belly button in. Engage your core. We'll roll up to standing, one vertebra at a time. Let your head be the last thing that lifts up. Once you get there, bring your hands to your heart. Samastitihi, standing at attention. From this place, I invite you to set an intention for your practice. An intention is a wonderful way for us to set in motion or continue willing something to be. By bringing our attention to the intention, we're strengthening our connection. So today, my intention is noticing and appreciating the abundance that I have within, that I have in my direct environment. This concept is otherwise known as Santosha. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali talks about the Yamas and the Niyamas as part of the eight-limbed path, or eightfold path, to liberation, to freedom, to oneness, enlightenment. Yamas and Niyamas can be thought of as ethical guidelines, and Santosha is one of the Niyamas, contentment. Contentment, Santosha, is all about not relying on external factors to find our happiness, our peace, but coming back to the abundance that we already do have. And it might sound way easier said than done, and that's because it is. And that's why our physical practice is a great training ground to cultivate Santosha. Sealing your intention with a round of breath. Inhale, let's lift our arms overhead, mountain pose, reach up, and pause here. Bring your attention to your feet. Notice where you're putting weight in your feet. Lifting through the soles, finding pressure through the four corners of our feet. We set our foundation, giving us more stability, better alignment, more ease. And then scan up your body to your quads. Engage your quads. Knees will lift away from the shins. Target your belly. Draw your belly button to your spine. And then notice if shoulders are lifted way up. Try to soften them down and back. Maybe creating a U shape with your arms. Take a round of breath here. We'll inhale together. Grab for your right wrist. Exhale, take it over to the left. Stay connected through both feet. Side body stretch. Inhale, lift up, switch out the grip. Exhale, other side. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Create a gold pose. So your shoulder blades are coming to connect on your back. Your heart's lifted. Maybe gaze comes up. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Hinge at your hips. Let something go. Maybe shake out your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring hands to shins, thighs, or maybe even to the mat. Somewhere that allows us to bring shoulder blades onto the back. Create a long spine. Gaze is down. Soften the knees to avoid locking out. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Nice. Let's take that a couple more times. Inhale, rise all the way up. Mountain pose, lift. Grab for your right wrist. Lift it up and over to the left. Exhale. other side. Take it over. Inhale, lift. Exhale, gentle back bend, gaze up. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Melt your heart down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Last round, inhale, root to rise, mountain pose, lift up. Exhale, grab for your right wrist, take it over to the left, stay connected through both feet. Inhale, back to center, switch out the grip. Exhale, other side. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, open your heart. Inhale, lift. And exhale, melt your heart down. Let something go. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, make your way to high plank. Plant your hands on the earth. Walk your feet back. Lift your hips. Good. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, option for chaturanga. Lower no more than halfway. Inhale, flip your toes. Lift your heart. Upward facing dog. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And let it go. One more like that. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, release. Nice. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit low. Shift your weight into your heels. Squeeze legs in towards midline. Pull your belly button to your spine. Lift your arms up by your ears. Breathe. Tap into this moment. Notice if you're tapping out. So be here. Where do you feel sensation in your body? Where are you firing up? Can you stay with your breath? Another breath in. Exhale, fold. Release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to high plank. Option to make your way through a vinyasa. You can take chaturanga from your knees, hold high plank, or skip it. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. One more like that. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, release. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift your right heel high and pause. Notice where you're putting pressure in your hands. Aim to connect more fully with finger pads. And then dial down your back toes so they're facing the ground, allowing us to bring our hips more into alignment with one another. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bring your knee through, connecting to your chest. Land your foot down on the mat. Low lunge. And you can get here multiple ways, maybe lowering your back knee, walking your foot up. So know that there is not one right way to do this. All right, from the low lunge, back knee lifted. Let's plant our left hand in the mat. Inhale, lift your right arm high for a gentle twist. One more breath in. Exhale, plant it down. Inhale, blossom open, warrior two. And then surf it out. So we're looking for a long line from heel to back arch or back heel. You can bend and straighten your front knee. Front toes are pointed forward, back toes are parallel to the short edge of your mat. Slightly pointed in is all right as well. And shoulders stack over your hips. Extend your arms out. Gaze over your middle finger. Press into your feet. Press your feet into the mat, rather. Use that energy in your legs to extend your arms. Inhale. Inhale, straighten your legs, lift your arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two, bring it back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift. Last one, warrior two on the exhale. Inhale, reverse triangle. Lift your front arm up, straighten your front leg. Option for a half bind here. Hips are in line with one another. Lifting up and then back, finding openness along our side body. Stay here for a couple breaths. Last inhale. Exhale, let's come into extended side angle. Bend your front knee. Reach forward with your front arm. And clock your arms to earth and sky. We need an opening through our chest, a gentle twist through our spine. And pause, reconnect if you've lost your awareness to your breath. So just bringing back how we're feeling in our lungs, in our legs. There's no right or wrong. Just paying attention. Good. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your arms, frame your front foot, spin your back foot forward. And we'll bring front foot to meet our back foot for downward facing dog. Take your time to get there. Maybe pedal out your legs. Open mouth exhales are always welcome. Bring your toes to touch behind you. Inhale, lift your left heel high and pause. Again, where is the pressure in your hands? Bring it more into your finger pads rather than your wrists. Pay attention to your back toes. Point them down towards the earth. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Bring your knee through. Land it on your mat. You might walk it up. Good. Connect your right hand into the mat. Inhale, open up. Gentle twist. Left arm lifts. Lower back down. Inhale. Spiral open to warrior two. So with left foot forward, we're in warrior two. Again, surf it out. Bend and straighten your knee. Find your alignment between front heel and back arch. And then really stay connected through your toes, through the edges of your feet, lifting up through the soles. Extend through your arms, stack shoulders over your hips. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Inhale, we'll rise all the way up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the knee, lifting up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior two. Last one. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Keep your front leg straight. Left arm lifts straight up. Hips come to align with one another. Finding extension through our side body. Inhale. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Reach forward with your front arm. Extended side angle. And pause. So noticing what comes up in our body and our mind. When we get into a posture, we don't want to stay for very long. No thought or sensation is wrong. Stay with your breath here. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your arms, frame your front foot, spin your back foot forward. Make your way to down dog. Option to take a vinyasa or not. So this is our sun B. This is our sun salutation B. We can move through this series, one breath to one movement, finding connectedness between the postures. So release any air in your lungs. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, walk, step, or jump to meet your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low. Exhale, hinge at your hips, melt your heart down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, chaturanga or your vinyasa. Take something different, perhaps. Downward facing dog. Bring your toes to touch. Inhale, lift your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge, bring it all the way through. Inhale, lift your right arm high for a twist. Exhale, plant it down. Inhale, warrior two, spiral open. Exhale, stay. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, extended side angle, reach and then rotate. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your arms, hands connect to earth, find your vinyasa or skip it. Downward facing dog, connect your toes. Inhale, lift your left heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Connect right hand to the mat. Inhale, left arm lifts up, twist. Exhale, plant it back down. Inhale, spiral open, warrior two. Exhale, stay. Inhale, stand up, lift up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, extended side angle, reach and rotate. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, frame your foot, bring your hands to the mat, find your vinyasa. Once you get to down dog, come down to your knees, grab some water, wipe your sweat. How we doing? I know you can't respond to me, but I hope you're feeling a little more warmed up. Let's take it to our backs for some belly up core. So we're staying connected here through our spine. Lift your legs straight up. And then I'll show you another variation, but we'll be doing some scissor kicks with twists, so targeting our obliques. So find peace fingers with your pointer and middle finger, widen your elbows. Inhale. Exhale, lower your left leg. Bring left elbow to right thigh. Twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist. Try to lift up rather than crunching inward. You're on your own here. Inhales, come back to center. Take it really slow. See how slow you can make this. Let your breath be the guide. Take one more on each side. So strong. Bring it back to center. And then knees can come into your chest. Give yourself a gentle massage on your lower back, rocking side to side. Hands come behind knees or thighs. If it feels okay to rock and roll the length of your spine, come to a seat. And remove any extra flesh here. Bending at the knees, boat pose Navasana is where we're headed. Toes pull back towards your shins. Hands can come behind your thighs. Lift your heart. Keep a really long spine. Notice if you start to collapse in the spine, you might want to ease out to a different layer. We're sitting here with our heart lifted. Next layer is to lean back. We're still feeling stable in the spine. Lift your heels. An option to remove your hands from your thighs. Stay lifted. Open mouth exhales are encouraged here. Last round. Let your feet down, widen them out. Let your torso connect with your thighs. And rest your head. Take a breather. Sweet. Let's make our way to downward facing dog, and I'll see you there. Down dog. Pedal it out. Reconnect to breath. Reconnect to finger pads. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Bring your foot all the way through. Nice. Now, from here, check in with where your feet are placed. We want them to be in a wide enough stance so that our hips are pointed forward and we're feeling a sense of balance. And know that you can always lower your back knee. If you'd like to come to a high lunge, inhale, lift up. You might need to make some adjustments here. Maybe bring hands to hips, guide them forward, widen your stance. Back heel's lifted. You can bend your back knee and push back in space to fire up your back leg. And take care of your back here. Pull the belly button to your spine. Hands can be overhead or at your heart or at your hips. Now that we've been practicing being an observer and noticing what comes up in each posture, what is one thing in this very shape that you can show gratitude for or find joy or peace from? It might be the strength of our legs to support us, or for our breath. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, extend your heart forward. Exhale, revolve crescent lunge. Bring left elbow to the outside of right knee. An option again, you can lower your back knee. If your back knee is lifted, pay attention to your left hip. You might see that it'll start sinking down. Gently guide it back up so the twist is in our mid to upper spine. We're here for 3. Stay with your breath. 2, 1. Plant your hands on the inside of your foot. Lower your back knee down. You can start walking your front foot up and out. Shifting forward into runner's lunge. Now, in this runner's lunge, notice where your knee is, your front leg, ideally keeping it behind or on top of our ankle rather than the knee coming ahead of our ankle. You might lower down to your forearms. You have blocks or books. Those might be nice under your hands. Your hands are connected. Press into the finger pads. Maybe let your head drop. Release tension in your face and jaw. Let's start to shift our way back. Heel comes into center, into half splits. So front knee can be super bent. No need for it to be perfectly straight. We'll pull our toes back towards our shin and lift your heart. Breathe here. Where do you feel sensation? We'll shift forward. Bring our hands forward. Curl back toes under. Make your way to downward facing dog. Option to move through vinyasa. Bring your toes to touch. Inhale, lift your left heel high. Exhale, bring it all the way through. Low lunge. Widen your stance here if needed. Inhale, crescent lunge. And pause. Hands can come to hips. You can come to your heart. Hips is nice to notice if one of our hips is shifted back. You can maybe widen the stance a bit more to find guidance forward. Back heel lifts, bend your back knee and press back in space for a little more activation through our back leg. pull the belly button into your spine. Breathe. First, bring awareness to what's coming up in your mind, if anything, where you feel sensation physically. And then any thought we might be having here, we can kind of reframe it to something positive. So first, bring hands to your heart. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, revolve crescent lunge. Bring right elbow to the outside of left knee. You can lower your back knee down. Otherwise, lift your back hip back in line with your left hip. Lift your right hip. Hips in line with one another. Let's just say that. And your twist will originate in the mid to upper back. We're here for 3. Lower your foot down in 2. Hand down. Lower your hands down in 1. Plant your hands on the earth. Lower your back knee. Walk your front foot up and out, creating some room right in front of you here. All right. Now that we're back down, I'll finish my thought. We might be thinking, especially during this time, if only I could do this thing that I see somebody else doing on Instagram, then I'll be happy. Or if I can do all the things that I used to do before I was forced to stay inside, I will be happy. And so we can reframe, channeling Santosha by saying, taking those thoughts and saying, what an awesome opportunity that I can spend more time focusing on what needs to get done at home. Or maybe I have so much more time that I can read now. So just food for thought. Remember to press into finger pads, taking pressure out of your wrists. And start slowly shifting your hips back, walking your front heel in towards the center of your mat. Half splits. Front knee can be bent, can be straight. Just depends on how open our muscles are and other factors. So it doesn't need to look exactly how it looks on the screen if you're practicing with anyone else. Breathe here. Lift your heart. We'll shift forward, planting our foot down. Hands come up, surrounding the foot. Make our way to downward facing dog. Option for a vinyasa or skip it. Inhale, gaze to your hands. And then walk, step, or jump to meet your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. We've been here before. Utkatasana, sit low. And exhale, drop your right arm underneath your left. So crossing at the elbows, interlacing at hands or maybe shoulders. Sit back into your chair. Good. Root into your left foot and we'll lift our right knee high, crossing it over our left thigh. Squeeze at the thighs. You might find a connection at ankles, maybe a kickstand with the top foot, or just a floating foot like I've got here. Squeeze it in no matter what. Lift your elbows up in line with shoulders. Maybe find a taller spine. We're here for 3. Unwind in 2. Unwind in 1. Let it go. Option here to dance it out. Shake out anything that might have come up. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low. This time, exhale, left arm comes underneath the right, crossing at elbows, interlacing at hands or maybe shoulders. Root into your right foot this time. Inhale, lift the left knee high, cross at the thigh. Left thigh crosses over the right thigh. And squeeze everything into center. Lift your shoulders up. Find straighter spine here, taller spine, and breathe. We're here for 3. Stay connected to your breath for 2. open, let it go. Again, dance it out, pedal it out, shake your head. Inhale, mountain pose. And exhale, fold. Hinge at the hips, melt your heart down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward. Make your way through another vinyasa if you'd like, or meet in downward facing dog. Nice. Take a deep breath in. And open mouth, exhale, let it go. Inhale, gather the toes together, lift your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge, bring it all the way through. Inhale, warrior two, bloom open. Exhale, stay. Inhale, let's straighten our front knee. Tee out your arms. Exhale, push your hips back slightly and reach forward on the inhale. Exhale, clock your arms to earth and sky, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Stay connected through feet. Maybe front knee can press forward a bit. Shoulders stack on top of one another. Notice. Good. Inhale. Rise all the way up and parallel both feet to the short edge of your mat, creating some width between our feet. Tee out your arms. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, wide-legged forward fold, swan dive down, connect hands to the mat, let your head go. Make this yours. If there's anything in your practice that you want to work on, we have several breaths here. Take another breath into center. Exhale, tee out your arms. Use your strong core to lift all the way up to standing. Warrior two towards the front of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the arms. Frame your foot. Option 4, vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Gather the toes together. Inhale, lift your left heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Bring it through. Inhale, warrior two. Blossom open. Exhale, stay. Inhale, straighten your front knee. Exhale, push the hips back slightly. Reach forward on the inhale and exhale. Tick-tock your arms to earth and sky. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Let's inhale, lift all the way up. Parallel our feet to the short edges of our mat. An option to take a chest expansion for this wide-legged forward fold. You can interlace fingers behind your back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Just making space here because I have the wall. Release tension from your face, your jaw. Release your grip at any time. Tee out your arms on the inhale. Exhale, rise all the way up. Warrior two towards the front. Nice inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your arms, frame your foot. Last chance for a vinyasa. Downward facing dog. We'll be moving into half pigeon, so if you'd like to take this from your back, this kind of a figure four shape, feel free to go there now. Otherwise, inhale, lift your right heel high. Exhale, right knee behind right wrist. Lower your back knee down. Point your toes, your back toes straight back. If you can peek over your shoulder and see your foot, great. If not, that's okay. We want our heel to be over our ankle so that our toes are pointed straight back. And option to slide a book, block, or blanket under your right hip. It's feeling super lifted and especially tight today. And inhale, we'll lift our hearts up. Exhale, sleeping half pigeon, melt your heart down. Make your way to a place where you can connect forehead to the earth. And breathe. Let go of tension in your jaw, in your face and shoulders. Couple more deep breaths here. Wherever your mind has wandered, bring it back to your breath. We'll press our hands into the mat, lifting our heart, bringing back knee closer to the front of our space. If you're in a supine figure four, you can switch it out now, take any counter stretches that you like from half pigeon, and make our way into three-legged down dog, taking ankle rolls, opening our hip, planting the foot back down. In downward facing dog, bring our toes together. Inhale, lift your left heel high. Exhale, left knee behind left wrist, right knee lowers. Lift your heart and point your toes straight back. Heel stacks over ankle. Option again to slide something under your left hip if you're looking for a little more support. Inhale, exhale, lower your way to your sleeping half pigeon. Connecting forehead to fists, or to the mat, or stacked hands, or anything else. Release tension in the face. Breathe. Couple more deep breaths here. Place your hands into the mat. Lift your heart. If you're in a supine figure four, release your leg and make your way to your belly. From sleeping half pigeon, we'll move our back knee forward, curl our back toes under, three-legged down dog, taking any counter movements that feel nice. We'll shift into high plank, lower all the way down to our bellies, no matter where you're at. And then bring hands underneath your shoulders. Toes point straight back. Connect the inner seams of your legs. Elbows point straight up and gaze is down. Now inhale, we'll lift head, neck, and shoulders, cobra pose. Breathe. Keep pressing your toenails into the mat. We're here for 2 more breaths. And lower to one ear. You might remove glasses if you have them. Let your arms come down by your side and release any effort. Feel your chest rise and fall. inhales and exhales. Bring our chin back to center and press our way to our knees. And this might be a good place for some extra cushion if you have a blanket under the knees. And standing on your knees, find two fists to separate your knees about two fists with distance, or hip width distance. Lift up, take a little backstroke with our hands, pointing our fingers straight down as they connect to our lower back. Inhale, lift your heart up, press your hips forward, trace your gaze along the ceiling or along the sky, arching your back over an imaginary beach ball. Breathe here. Continue practice to bring hands back to your heels. You can go there now. Keep your heart lifted. We're here for 3. 2. 1. We rise up. Sit back onto your heels. Let your chin drop to your chest. Observing anything that might be happening within our body, within our mind right now. We'll shift onto one hip and come to sitting with our legs straight out. We'll do a seated forward fold. Something that might be helpful here is sitting on the edge of a blanket. So help tilt our pelvis forward, allowing a little bit more ease with our hinging of the hips. So if you'd like to find a little lift back here, you're welcome to grab a blanket. Otherwise, let's inhale, lift our arms overhead. Exhale, draw your belly button to your spine. Reach forward with hands and heart. Knees can be bent, so just know this is only one variation. Reach forward before we drop our head down. Breathe. With every inhale, find extension in your spine. Every exhale, a little more connection or closeness between chest and thighs. And inhale, we'll walk our hands up our shins and make our way to our backs. Shift down to your back, plant our feet in the mat, bend your knees, hands come down by your side. And you might be able to graze your ankles, your heels. It's okay if you can't, but the idea is to scoot your feet in closer to your glutes. Knees are hip width distance apart. Now with hands down by your side, we'll begin to lift our hips. For another layer, shimmy your shoulders, your arms under your heart, creating a shelf, and interlace your fingers at your lower back. Notice if your knees start to sprawl out, gently guide them in. And soften your glutes here, gaze is up. We're here for 3. Lower down in 2. And in 1, lower down. Widen your feet, knock your knees in, hands can connect to belly and heart. And then fully let go here. Natural breath. Maybe settle your eyes closed, soften your shoulders down. We'll gather our knees into our chest, then stamp our feet on the sky for happy baby. You can grab for your inner feet, ankles, shins, thighs, whatever allows you to stay fully connected along your spine to the mat. Maybe find a gentle rock. Or you can straighten one leg and then the other. And bring knees into your chest. Release your left leg long. Interlace fingers over right shin. Guide your thigh into your armpit for a gentle squeeze. And then draw your knee to the left. You can shift your bottom hip more into center. To keep both shoulders connected, option to gaze to the right. Let go of trying with this top knee. You dangle over the mat. Bring your knees back to center. Squeeze everything in. Release right leg long this time. Interlace fingers over your left shin and guide it around your rib cage into your armpit. And then draw your knee to the right, possibly shifting bottom hip into center. Staying connected through our shoulders. You can send your gaze to the right and release effort. Bring our knees back into center. Squeeze them in super tight. Give yourself a big squeeze, a big hug. Maybe send a thank you to yourself for taking the time to move, to breathe. Release into your final Shavasana. Take up space. I'll guide you out when the time comes. Perhaps do a body scan from head to toe and relax every part of your body here. Deepening your breath, inviting more oxygen into your lungs on the inhale. Open up exhales. Start to Right, some small movements in fingers and toes. Swaying your head side to side. Ready to move on. Take a big full body stretch, arms overhead, feet below you. Make your way to a supported fetal position on either side. Knees come closer to your chest. Rest on a bicep. And with your top arm, press your way to a seat. Sitting tall, allowing hands to rest on thighs. Maybe settle your eyes closed and bring your awareness to your intention. All that we need is found within. Sometimes it can take some unfortunate reminders that we have the ability to access that contentment. Practice of the physical practice of yoga. Another awesome container for cultivating Santosha. Let's bring our hands to our hearts. Release all of your air. Let's take a breath as a community. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Bring your hands to your third eye, the seat of intuition, the space between your eyebrows. The light, the teacher in me, sees, honors, and thanks the light, the teacher in all of you and all things. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today. If you have any questions, feedback, comments, you can let me know however you'd like. And if there's anything that you'd like to see more of, let me know as well, and I'll be happy to incorporate that in. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, week, month. Until next time.